Today I'm going to walk you through how to do the 40 triangles design in Pysanky. Now, even though it's often referred to as the 40 triangles, there are actually 48. It's the same design, the exact same design. More on that later. The design itself is fairly easy and pretty straightforward, especially if you know the basics of Pysanky. And once you get the outline of your triangles, the design options within that are endless. All right, here we go. All right, to begin, we're going to divide our egg in half by putting a single band around our egg. I like to begin by adding some dots just as little navigation tools, helping keep my lines straight and connect the dots. Continue this band all the way around. Great. Now you're going to divide your egg again, this time in half this way, with the band dividing either side. Again, I like to use some dots to help navigate my lines. If your lines aren't straight, don't worry about it. Later I'll show you a couple ways you can help fix those by incorporating it into your design. Now that you have your egg divided into 4, the next band that we're going to add is around the middle. Again, I like to use a few dots to help me navigate a straight line and connect the dots. In Pysanky, the symbols have meaning. The triangles represent the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The 40 triangles design is believed to represent the 40 days of Lent, 40 days Christ was in the desert. Before Pysanky was a Christian ritual, it was rooted in pagan beliefs where the number 40 had mythical powers. So it could be any of these reasons why this design is generally called the 40 triangles design versus the 48. Once you've finished your band around the center, we're now going to add some diagonal lines, like spokes on a wheel. We're going to go from the center out. A good way to mark it is find the center point, make a dot, and connect. Right? Again, find the center point. We're dividing each of these panels in half with a diagonal line. Find the center. And one more. Find the center. Great. Now flip your egg over and repeat this on the other side. The good news is you don't have to create a dot because you have this point to connect. Start from the center and connect that line. Continue that around. Great. Now that we have finished our diagonal lines on both sides, we're essentially going to do the same thing, however, using this point on either side as our center for our spokes. So, just like we did before, we're going to find the center between the top and the side here. Go from the center up, skipping this line. Again, from the middle to the top, find the center, and create these same spokes. Don't worry if your lines are a little bit uneven, that is okay. Find our center, skipping a line and meeting at the dot. Find the center here, skipping this line, and connect the dot. C. So you essentially have the spokes of the wheel in the same way that we have them here. Flip your egg over and do it on the other side. And again, this time we don't need our dots. All we have to do is connect from the center up. Again, skipping a line and connecting the dot. And when I say skipping a line, I just mean hopping over this one. Great. All right, one more division to go. Look at your egg and see where there are these center spokes. It's this panel we're going to put our last division. We're going to do a vertical line from top to bottom. The key here is to make sure your line goes through these cross points. Starting at the bottom and continue up. We're creating more of those triangles. Flip around to the next panel. And all the way up. Flip to the next panel. Some of these lines aren't perfectly straight, I admit, but we're going to just keep going at this point. And there you have it, your 40 triangles, or rather 48 triangle design. At this point, you can continue to design with endless options of designs within those triangles. I'm going to continue with this egg so that I can give you a couple hints in regards to patterns and how we might be able to fix some of those uneven lines or bloopers. Let's begin our design by trying to fix this little line that got away from me. Sometimes our mistakes can be design inspirations. In this case, we can fix this line, this runaway line, by making it part of our design. So as I make the line thicker, I can straighten it out, and you can see as I fill that in, it's looking good. Add a few more lines and a dot perhaps. When designing with triangle patterns, most of the time you're going to want to repeat your patterns in every other triangle. In the case of this design, every other triangle will then remain empty and white. We'll deal with that in the next color. As a reminder, whatever the color of the shell is when the wax is applied is going to remain that color. So you're going to want to fix your wavy lines or any bloopers on your base color. For example, we're doing all of that while the egg is completely white, right? When you get to either end, you're going to want to continue to do the same thing, doing the repeat design in every other triangle. What helps is to use the tippy top where all of the lines meet as your center. Now that I've finished that pattern around the entire egg, I think I'm going to pop it in some color. Okay, I've popped my egg into the gold dye, and oh, it's fun. I love this color. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is add some wheat. Clearly, you can add anything you want here. That's the fun. Once you get your triangles, you can do anything you want. One of the things that helps me is when you're trying to decide the design, I tend to use the center and work out as a point of reference for going every other one. So all of my wheat start from the center. You come over here, they're going to start from this center, from here, the same from the top, and the same from this end. All right, I'm ready for the next color. Now that I've pulled my egg out of the red, I'm just going to continue to add to the design. At this point, I'm filling in these little triangles within the triangles. Continue that around. So now that I have those little triangles all filled in, I'm going to pop it into one more color, black. Now that I've pulled it out of the black dye, I can just begin to take the wax off. And voila. And there you have it, your 40-48 triangle design. I hope this has been helpful. For other tips on how to etch on a brown egg, remove spots from quail eggs, or the basics of Pysanky, check out my other YouTube videos. The links are below.